Outside Homer's feast, the Z family waited without invitations, desperate to glimpse the mysterious tycoon they had tried to please. Fireworks lit the night, the giant screen suddenly came alive, and the young tycoon finally appeared with his bride. What face would they see? On a huge island in the middle of the ocean, sat a majestic palace. This place belonged to the most extensive foreign organization, the Regal Palace. The 5 kings and all 18 generals were assembled at the hall as they focused on the young man before them. The young man's name was Tyr Summers, the true owner of the Regal Palace. I'm going back to find my wife to live happily ever after. The next day, in City of Celestial Empire, Tyr stood in front of the gates of the Z family's mansion. Following behind a nanny was a young girl of about 6 years old. Grandma Collins, can you give Blair one bread? Blair is hungry. The fat lady tore a piece of bread, went over to the food waste bin, and wiped a piece of bread inside the bin before handing it to the little girl. Here, Blair, this bread is for you. Don't eat it, that's too dirty. Seeing as the little girl was about to take a bite of the bread, Tyr dashed over and tossed the bread in her hand away. He turned to look at that wicked woman and said in a deep voice, "Are you a beast? Who are you?" "That's just the Z family's little B** starred. The Z family's third young miss, and the beggar's child." "What is the name of the Z family's third young miss?" "It's Winifred Z." So this was his and Winifred's daughter. He carried the little girl up in his arms and kicked the Z Manor's door open. Winifred Z is now at Golden Jade Court, having a great time with wild men. Slap. Before the fat lady could finish speaking, Tyr had lifted a hand and gave her a hard slap. Thump. Tyr then lifted the 165-pound lady with one arm and tossed the upper half of her body headfirst into the food waste bin. Just then, in a private room within Golden Jade Court, Winifred Z sat beside Steve Hudson, the regional mafia boss of City. "I told you to sit over here. Or do you not need my help anymore?" There was a hint of threat in Steve's tone. Winifred hesitated for a bit before meekly sitting down on Steve's lap. Just then, the door of the private room was suddenly pushed open. "Mama." Winifred jumped away from Steve's lap out of reflex. Steve pulled Winifred back in a fit of rage. "Winifred Z, is this your idea of showing sincerity?" Having said that, Steve started touching Winifred. Slap. Out of desperation, Winifred slapped Steve. "Mr. Hudson, please show some respect. How dare you hit me?" Steve stood up abruptly and pushed Winifred down onto the sofa beside. Just then, a figure rushed over. Tyr lifted Steve up and threw a punch across the man's face. At the first punch, the skin at the corner of Steve's eye cracked. At the second punch, his nose shattered. At the third, his mouth was bloodied as his teeth fell out. Steve let out a horrible shriek before falling into a pool of blood. Tyr carried Blair up in his arm and dragged Winifred out of the room. "Who are you?" Tyr turned around to expose his face completely before Winifred. "Winifred Z, take a good look at who I am." Winifred stared fixedly at Tyr's handsome features. "You are Tyr Summers. Even if you don't plan to wait for me anymore, why did you neglect our daughter?" Slap. Winifred gave Tyr a hard slap across the face. "Because of you, my life is ruined. Do you have any idea how Blair and I have made it through these past 6 years? Now that you are back, the first thing you do is to interrogate me." Shannon Louise is interested in Blair's eyes and wants her cornea. "I couldn't protect Blair, so I could only come to see Steve Hudson. He said that if I can keep him company, he would advise Shannon to let go of Blair. What else could I do?" "I'm sorry, Winifred, I'm sorry." Tyr ignored Winifred's protest and hugged her tight. At midnight, inside a luxurious mansion, Shannon Louise sat on a genuine leather couch. Tyr stepped into the room like a devil in the dark night. "You're Shannon Louise." Shannon looked at Tyr arrogantly. "I've taken a liking to your daughter's eyes. She should feel honored, and you should feel happy about it." Bam! Tyr threw an enraged fist at Shannon and sent her flying. Thud. With another punch, her cheekbones were now shattered by Tyr. Shannon was shrieking hysterically like a mad ghoul. "I'll kill you. I'll kill you." Tyr stepped on Shannon's chest. "Our human lives so insignificant in your eyes. In this city, I am the law. I am the queen of this city." Yet, Tyr only mumbled, "Since you love killing families so much, tonight, your whole family will go to hell." A large group of people walked in through the door. Leading them was City's wealthiest man, Drake Tucker. Greetings successively rang in the room as everyone bowed to Tyr. Shannon fell to her knees. "I'm sorry, brother Tyr, I'm sorry. Please forgive me." Tyr snorted, "Before the sun rises, I don't want to see this woman ever again, or anything related to her." Drake said humbly, "Brother Tyr, Big Brother Clifford told me to come looking for you. The city center is now under your name." The next day, inside the living room of the Z family's mansion, Jorge Z looked at Tyr cold-faced. Jackson Z spoke up. "Tyr, 6 years ago, you were only a beggar. Do you have a company? Savings? Or any properties over there?" Tyr cocked up an eyebrow and answered, "Honestly, I have an island overseas, and my assets are all over the world. My savings should be a few trillion. Outside, I travel by helicopters. And finally, the company I've established is called the Regal Palace. I am the lord of the Regal Palace." 5 seconds later, the room burst into a fit of thundering laughter. "Helicopters and trillions in assets. Did he mean in hell's money?" Jorge asked. "Jackson, I heard that the man who'd spent $10 billion to acquire the city center is now in City. Is that true?" Jackson nodded. "Yes, father. In a few more days, the city center will be hosting an investment event. Jorge turned to the family. To whoever can secure a spot, I will allow them to be promoted to a position of their liking. Tyr looked at Winifred. Winifred, do you want to become the head of the department? Iris mocked. What are the two of you talking about? Could you guys be trying to go after that spot too? Tyr asked directly. Grandpa, if Winifred can secure a spot, does that mean you'll agree to promote her to Z Group's head of department in the design department? Jorge answered absent-mindedly, yes. On the day of the merchant investment event, Travis Jensen and Iris went into Drake Tucker's office, expecting a guaranteed win through bribes. Drake glared at Iris. Do you not understand human language? Get out immediately. Iris was chased out. Next, Winifred entered the office with her meticulously prepared files. Drake immediately took out the investment eligibility contract and placed it in front of Winifred. Miss Z, this city center investment eligibility is yours. Inside the Z Group's higher management conference room, Tyr slammed the contract down heavily onto the conference table. My Winifred really did secure the Z Group's investment eligibility contract. George's whole body trembled with excitement. This contract is real. Iris shrieked, Grandpa, something's wrong. Drake Tucker must have mistaken Winifred for me. This was originally Travis' effort behind the scenes. George's attitude did a 180-degree turn. I think Mr. Tucker must have really gotten the wrong person. Tyr's eyes narrowed. And what if I can really get Drake Tucker here? Travis sneered. If you can do that, I'll call you, Dad, 3 times. Winifred called the number on the contract. Less than 10 minutes later, Drake Tucker walked into the room. Travis rushed up to him. Uncle Tucker, you've got the wrong person earlier. Drake interrupted him furiously. Who does your father think he is? How dare he make me do him a favor? Drake put a black briefcase onto the table, opening it to reveal cash and bribe items. We're not looking for those who try to enter through bribery and connections. I have given this investment eligibility to the Z Group because I admire Miss Winifred Z's talent. Drake then walked over to Winifred respectfully. Miss Z, if I invite you now to join us at the Tucker Group, would you be willing to? Jorge immediately got anxious. I now announce that Winifred is officially the manager of the Z Group's design department. As they walked out, Tyr looked at Travis. Brad, did you forget something? Thump. With a kick from Tyr, Travis fell to his knees. Tyr abruptly took out a red identification booklet from his pocket and handed it to Travis. Intermittent mental disorder. Travis stammered in fear.